Hi, I'm your host, Sophia May, and I'm here with
Sienna.
Celeste.
And Caitlin.
Today. Our podcast is going to be about self improvement. So, first question for all of us: how is your academic life right now?
I would say since we kind of just started the school year, it's not too bad. I'm taking much harder classes, like 3 APs, so I am kind of nervous about the workload. But right now, I'm just trying to make sure I have like a balanced schedule, so when school starts piling up, I'm not overwhelmed.
For me, my academic life is also going okay. I'm also taking some rigorous courses like some APs and one college class. But yeah, right now everything is going good, but like I know it's going to be harder throughout the year because of college applications and just extracurriculars in general.
For me, my academic life, I would say I'm having a much easier year than my junior year. This year I'm taking a lot of classes that I like was really excited to take. So the workload from those classes isn't too tough on me, but what's really getting to me, I guess, would just be like the college app season. It's like kind of crazy.
Right now, I'm not actually taking hard classes personally. I guess my only hard class it would be AP Lang because that's my first AP in high school. So I'd say right now my academic life is going pretty good. What are your guys' goals for this school year?
My goals for this school year is just to, um, I guess for me, it's both like academic and like a little bit more social now. I'm just really trying to enjoy my like final year in high school while like obviously taking the classes I enjoy, like I mentioned earlier, and also just finding like a routine that works for me so I can like get into that habit before I go into college.
My goals are just to be more organized in school because for me last year, I feel like I kind of procrastinated a lot and didn't have like a schedule to do assignments for each class. So I think right now I'm trying to get my own schedule, and just writing down all my homework, assignments, and activities so that I'm well prepared for the school year.
My goal for this school year is, of course, to do well in my classes, but because it's junior year, I am involved in a lot of extracurriculars. So I really want to make sure I focus on that, like as college apps are going to come up, and I want to make sure that I do well in those activities as they are stuff I'd like to do. So I'm also focusing on that on top of academics.
All of your goals sound really good. I'm with Sienna on like the having a bunch of extracurriculars. So I tried to join as many as I thought I could possibly handle. So my goal this school year is to just get my volunteer hours and extracurriculars underway because I think my grades are good. How would you guys reflect on last year's school year?
Honestly, I did well grade wise last school year. My only thing is that I had a horrible time management. I was involved in sports like the first semester, and I would get home like later than I wanted to. So I wasn't really good at like planning my time out. So I did fall behind a bit in the beginning of the school year. But I'm definitely learning to get work done earlier, stop procrastinating. So that's something I hope to achieve, especially before second semester and then senior year.
For me, the previous school year was my junior year, and I would say that was like the most difficult year of high school. It was because I took lots of AP classes compared to my sophomore and freshman year. And when I thought I could handle it, it was kind of like too much for me to just basically understand and just basically handle the whole thing. But I think I did good overall. I would have preferred to do better in a specific class, but overall it was okay.
No, yeah, I like totally agree with you, Celeste. Like junior year was like not it for me. Like I think overall, like as I think like academically and just just like everything that I did, I think like reflecting back on it, I did good. I did like pretty good actually. Because like I had to balance like a heavier workload with like my AP classes and my college classes, as well as like my extra curriculars. But um, I think my junior year, I think it was especially hard for me, was because I had to transition back from like online to in person. And I feel like I did not have like a lot of social skills, if that makes any sense. Or at least like I wasn't used to like interacting with so many people in one day. And for me, um, in addition to to like my year being a junior, just like all the typical stuff, I it was just kind of hard because at the end of the day, when I got home, I kind of felt like burnt out from like socializing.
Oh, I wanted to ask, how was your guys' experiences like socially coming back from uh like being online in the pandemic?
Honestly, that was so hard coming back to school. I remember the first week last year was really hard. I was having such a difficult time. I didn't want to come back to school like at all. I almost convinced my mom to let me go to online school because adjusting to in-person school was that difficult, and I don't think I fully adjusted until like a month after school started.
I also agree because when I was coming back from the whole quarantine and online classes, I was definitely really scared to come back in person because obviously COVID-19 was really, really dangerous and it could affect your health. But I think I kind of got back to normal a couple months in, like Sophia said. But yeah.
For me, honestly, quarantine was really hard because I'm someone who loves to socialize. So that was definitely like a really hard time for me not being able to like see my friends. I probably hung out with my friends maybe once. So it was really hard for me. So coming back, I was excited, but I definitely noticed that it was really hard for me to kind of put myself out there again. But I think this year I'm definitely better at that. I'm I'm still like pretty shy, but I think that um, a good like habit I've formed is just trying to put myself out there and like kind of talk to a whole different group of people. So yeah, that's been going well for me.
All right. So, compared to last year, what are you guys gonna do this year to do better? Like, what's your plan to improve from last year, like to meet your goals?
I really just need to like get a schedule and just stick to it because I feel like with like a lot of the things going on in my life right now, just it's like it's really busy. And right now I'm like okay, but I really just want to get into a better routine from like I think especially like coming home from school as well. I feel like I kind of just sit around for a few hours until like something like inspires me to get up. But yeah, definitely having like a routine or getting into a better habit of just getting my work done will definitely help me improve.
For me to do better compared to last year, I definitely want to develop better study habits because I definitely think I didn't do as well like when I had pop quizzes or just tests overall because I could never focus when studying like weeks after or even the day after. So I definitely want to work on that so I could do better this year, um, to do better in quizzes and tests and just the class in general.
I think for me, what I struggle with the most prioritizing like my tasks. So I mean, some days I just want to come home and like relax and like talk with my friends. But I know I could definitely be using my time better to study or maybe catch up on homework. So that's something I struggle with because I do really care about my academics, but I have like a bad habit of kind of like stressing myself out a lot, and I don't really spend time for myself and with others. So I'm trying to find that balance between both so I don't kind of fall behind in both parts of my life.
I feel like I can relate to a piece of everything that you guys each said. Like I have really poor study habits and I was just lucky to pass my tests and quizzes last year because I would end up studying like the period before a test. And that whole procrastinating when you get home, like spending hours doing basically nothing until you're motivated to get started, that's happening to me right now, and it's so frustrating because I'll end up procrastinating and then I'll stress myself out, and then I'll end up going to sleep late, and the cycle is just repeating. And so I need to get that underway.
I could totally relate to that. I feel like every time I get home, it's like a cycle where I'm tired during the school day, so I just want to relax when I get home. But then I stay up too late doing homework, so then I'm tired again the next day, and I just really need to like really think about my actions before making them.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think there's like a fine line between like prioritizing your academics and like getting into like a good habit, and as a result like you're doing better in school and maybe you're not doing the best mentally, and like instead of that you are like relaxing when you get home because you really want to take care of yourself? Does that make sense?
Well, that makes complete sense because I feel like I prioritize either one or the other. I'll either prioritize my mental health, and so my schoolwork probably won't be the best for a period of time, but then and like at a completely different time in the school year, I'll be prioritizing academics, and then my mental health will be depleting, and
Yeah.
so I can't find a balance between the two.
Yeah. I feel like in a way I'm on a roller coaster of like, and it's like just like highs and lows, and I feel like I just really struggle with balance.
Yeah, I agree too. I feel like there's days where I would just want to like take time to myself, relax, and just call friends. But then when I like open like Schoology or wherever I'm gonna see like my courses, I'm like, oh, I need to do my homework or else like I won't be calm the next day because I know I'll have a late assignment. So I always try to prioritize my academics, but there are also times where I just want to rest and just be to myself.
Also, the thing with the resting is that because I'm in that period of time where I'm prioritizing academics right now, I feel like my mental health is like slowly slipping. And so my whole justification for staying up late and catching up on work is that on the weekend I'll make up for the lost sleep and like the lost time to take care of myself.
Mhm. I kind of find myself doing the same, like throughout the or, yeah, I guess yeah. Like I feel like on the weekdays I don't really get as much sleep because, just like procrastinating. And on the weekends I kind of just like sleep in to like catch up on sleep, and then like, whenever if I have the time then I'll like do my schoolwork.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Um, what What do you guys want to improve about your goals, your study skills, time management, organization? What do you what's the overall goal with trying to improve all of that? Like is that you guys trying to find a balance between academics and personal well-being?
I feel like for me it's definitely about balance because it's just like in a way I feel like I have like two Caitlyns living in like me, like one who wants to prioritize her academics and one who wants to prioritize like herself. And they're always like constantly fighting over like, time. So yeah, it's just balance. So I really want to find a balance.
I think for me, like comparing this year to last year, there's definitely a difference. I feel last year, I was just really in my head when it came to academics. Like I would stress myself out and just really focus all my time on academics, and that was really damaging towards my mental health. And this year, um, like my mental health is definitely way better, and I'm focusing more on my social life, which is really good for me, but I don't want to fall behind in academics as well. So, I mean, it's kind of difficult to balance the both, but I definitely do see um, kind of how both sides are equally beneficial for me. So now I'm just trying to make sure I'm focusing on my academics, but then also making sure I myself and others so I don't go back into the bad mental health I had last year.
I feel for me, like I'm always trying to do my best academically, and that sometimes really takes a toll on my mental health. But overall, I really wish that I could improve like my time management because I'm always like trying to do things like when it's like past the due dates or stuff like that. But I definitely want to improve that this year, and I feel like that will just save me lots of stress, and it will definitely help me with my classes this year.
Well, speaking of your guys' mental health, where do you say you're at right now in terms of like mentally, like like your well-being? Are you guys good or is it something else?
Honestly, I'm in a good place in my life, definitely compared to last year. I feel like I do need to focus maybe on myself more. I've always been kind of that type of girl to like people please in a way and kind of want to overachieve. So I feel like I need to just kind of calm down. So I'm making sure I'm not pushing myself too far. But other than that, I definitely feel like my mental health is in a good place right now, and I'm happy with my life. I just have to make sure I don't get carried away.
For me, I would say that mental health really depends basically. Like during the weekdays, I'm usually like really overwhelmed with college stuff and also my own academic courses and extracurriculars and like family responsibilities and all of that. But then the weekend, like I take time to myself and I just like call my friends and like I'm really relaxed during the weekend, so I would say my mental health really changes.
I would say kind of similar to Celeste. Like I think my mental health is like changing like here and then or now and then, I guess. But for me, recently I've had like a lot happen in like such short little time. I've like just like a lot of, I guess, personal issues, relationship with issues in a way. And I think me, like, I'm trying to figure like that out and I'm trying to like, like not let it like affect me in like like in a very negative way. But I'm also like constantly going to school and school already stresses me out. Just like just going to school. And I wouldn't say like right now, like as I am like sitting here on this podcast, I don't want to say like my mental health is the worst, but I don't want to say it's like the best. So right now it's like subpar.
Right now, I'd say that my mental health isn't like completely stable because if you'd have asked me how I was doing probably 3 weeks ago, I would have told you that I was really happy, like in my classes, but like in my classes and my life. But like as of I think last week, there was this sudden shift in my mind, and now I feel like I'm just I if like asking me right now what my mental health is, it's like I'm not my happiest, but I'm not at my worst. I'm just kind of stuck in the middle and I have no idea what to do to get out of that.
Oh my god. Yeah, I feel you on that. It's such a weird feeling too.
It's like the most frustrating feeling because it happens a few times a year for me and I hate when it happens. It's so unclear.
Yeah. Honestly, whenever like I'm kind of feeling like this, I'm always just looking forward to like this period in my time like just being over it because I feel like I can either go like up or down, and obviously I want to like go up, like I want to have like a more positive like outlook, but it's just like it's very frustrating because I just want it to be like done, you know?
So, your guys' mental health, what goals do you have for your mental health? Like, are you trying to get a stabler mental health system right now? Or are you trying to, like, just be happy? Like, what are you guys gonna do to achieve your goal for your mental health?
For me, I would say that I think but what I feel like I need is like more self-confidence in a way, or simply just telling myself that things are going to be okay. Because I'm always like really make myself overwhelmed with either schoolwork or like relationships with other people and like family responsibilities. And I feel like that really overwhelms me. But if I take time to myself and just be like, oh, everything's gonna be okay, this is just temporary, then I feel like I'd be more in a more stable place and more happy.
In a way, I also want to like give myself like more time. I would say like I already do give myself like a lot of time just to like grow as an individual, I guess. Like a lot of alone time. But I feel like a lot of who I was like the past like year or like months, I guess. I feel like my personality was really built off of other people. And right now, I'm kind of in like a time in my life where I kind of just gotta like just like live and like explore, if like that makes any sense. Like because like so much around me is changing. Like the things that I'm used to, like they're not here anymore. So I really want to I'm on right now I'm on the path to like rediscovery. I've kind of been having like an identity crisis for like a while. But yeah, so for me, I really need to, you know, like really just get to know myself instead of just like being alone. I feel like it's like a little bit different, but really get to know myself and what makes me happy, what is important to me, but also just like meeting new people because I feel like I've been very like I've been surrounding myself with the same people that I no longer see as much.
I definitely agree with Caitlin. I feel like there's always um, like a chance for us to like grow, and I also want to um, kind of like just meet new people and make sure that I'm kind of being the best version of myself. So I definitely agree in the fact that we can always improve ourselves.
I feel like I can relate to what Caitlin was saying too about the whole identity crisis thing. I feel like I've been in my own identity crisis for months and just like trying to figure out how to like express myself with like because I never like expressed myself the way that I wanted to, and I feel like this year I finally decided that I want to uh, I want to like express myself the way that I know I am because I've kind of kept myself locked up behind being an introvert and shy for so long, and I kind of hate being that way, and I want to change that.
Yeah, I feel like in a not the exact same way, but maybe in a similar way, I feel like I have multiple um kind of just like adding on to like the whole identity crisis thing, I guess. I feel like to like different people, I'm like I show them a different version of myself, and I don't want to necessarily say like that like whatever I show to people is fake because I don't think that's the case. But it's just like I kind of just reflect everyone's energy, but I really want to just like bring my own energy to like the conversation, and that's something I want to like start incorporating more.
I definitely agree with Caitlin. I also agree, like, it's not that you're being fake or you're like trying to show different personalities, but I think it really depends on the people you're with. Like, if you're with someone that you're more comfortable with, and you're like a different personality than someone that you might not really know or you feel shy.
I feel like your whole thing about not like because you're saying that you're not trying to be fake or anything, and you're like not. I think that it's just different parts of yourself that you're showing to different people. Like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any personal experiences in school or out of school that you want to share or reflect on having to do with your mental health lately?
Oh my gosh, this one's like kind of hard.
Um, Personally, like I don't have an experience for myself. I have sort of a secondhand experience that this week I had to I've been struggling with my own mental health recently, but I didn't realize that there were also I'm in my own bubble because you know how teenagers tend to like be a little more, I guess, self-absorbed while they're at our age. I've been in my own bubble and I didn't realize other people like around me that were close to me were also struggling until one of my friends ended up having a panic attack and she came to our group chat for help, and I was very I was like grateful that she thought she could come to us for help or to like feel some sort of relief. And it also just reminded me that I wasn't the only one who was having a hard time right now.
Adding on to what Sophia said, it's definitely helped my mental health to know that there are other people in this world that are like just like we're in this together. Um, like personally, I've also dealt with like just kind of trauma and just like not having the best days or moments and really just trying to deal with my past and how to like just not get over it, but definitely trying to come to terms with it. And having a support system there has really helped. I know there's always going to be times where it's definitely going to affect me and it's going to stay with me, but having that support system and just people I love there with me has helped me so much, and it got me out of a really bad place in my life.
I definitely agree with what Sienna said, that friends really do help you with your mental health. I remember that last year during my junior year, I was having like a rough time with like a certain class, and I definitely felt like at some point I kind of felt scared to really go into that class. I really felt stressed out and all of that. But when I told my friends about it one day, they just made me feel more loved, and like I felt much more happier after I talked to them.
I love that. That's like really sweet. And yeah, having like friends as a support system, it's very important. For me, last year, my junior year, I I was like friends with like a bunch of seniors, like as a junior, and I with them I really felt at like my most comfortable, and they really helped me through a lot of stuff, and for with them, I felt like they were going through something similar, and that also like helped me, and I really felt like my voice was being heard with them. But now it's like a little different because they all graduated. They're not here. I still have like amazing people around me. It's just different. It's like a different environment. Not bad. It's just not something I'm used to. But also I know that like all of my friends right now, they're going through something similar, and that's really like I guess in a way reassuring because like in my sophomore year, like during quarantine, I kind of just felt alone. Like I'd be like some days I'd be like, damn, I'm really like the only one here struggling and going through this. But now I realize that reflecting back to like my junior year and my sophomore year, I'm looking back at it and it's like, no, I'm not the only one who's going through this, and I'm really glad that I realized that.
So when you guys are going through a tough time, would you say that your go-to for like trying to feel better is to go to the people around you? Because personally, I like it's a very unhealthy habit, but I sort of just shut myself off from everyone until I feel better.
Honestly, I'm kind of the opposite. Like, for me, I'm someone who tends to socialize a lot and talk a lot. So I think my problem, honestly, is kind of depending too much on others. Um, Obviously, I do love to, be with my loved ones, spend time with them, and just offer their support, or offer my support to them and take their support. But I think one thing I really want to improve with myself is making sure that I'm in a place where I could take care of myself, especially now that I'm growing older and I do have to be independent more. So, as someone who kind of grew up with obviously a really supportive family and friends, um, it's kind of a bad habit that I tend to rely on them a lot, but it's definitely something I want to work on, and making sure that I'm can be my own support system.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of I feel like my tendencies are like similar to yours, Sophia. I kind of like just like shut everyone out and trying to figure everything out in like my own way. And and I know I'm saying like, oh, I love having like a support system, but I do go to like other people for help, but I do see myself like trying to figure out everything like by myself, and honestly I really want to get out of that because I know my friends like really care about me, but I think it's a habit I developed, and yeah, it's just I really want to open up to my friends more.
I definitely agree with Caitlin. I always like shut myself out when something bad or negative happens to me, or whenever I'm not feeling my 100%. But what I've realized is like whenever I do that, I just get more negative thoughts and I start becoming more sad. But when I start talking to other people, it just brings light into my day, and I definitely feel more happier. And like Caitlin said, I feel like my voice is being heard, and like that I'm not alone in this situation.
Hmm.
Yeah, also just like adding on, I guess, just a little bit. I find that I I like helping other people. Like Um, I'm happy when someone trusts me enough to come to me with like help, or if they're really struggling. I'm really glad to like be a friend and like help them out. But I can't I like struggle to do that for myself. And honestly it's not really good like at all. So I really just want to be my own friend at times, and or well okay, wait. I kind of like I want to be like someone who helps like myself out, but I also want my friends to like be there for me, and I don't want to shut them out.
I can totally agree with that. I feel like I I kind of like I like put myself in a position where I'm always helping others. I'm kind of like the person people go to a lot, and I'm always the one to help others, but when it comes to myself, I feel like I don't treat myself with the same love I treat others. So, kind of going back to what I said, like I really do want to be a better person to myself because I know I'm a good person to others.
I feel like before this year, I would shut myself out so much that I think I seemed like unapproachable to even my friends with their issues. So now that I see that my friends are actually comfortable with coming to me, I'm happy that I can help them, but I still don't think I'm at that point where I feel like I'm comfortable going to anyone when I have problems for myself. One last question for you all before we end the podcast. Is there anything present you would want to tell past you?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Past Caitlin. Oh my god. I have a lot to tell my past self, but I'm just gonna shorten it because that'll be very long. Past Caitlin, enjoy enjoy yourself. I know you really want to do well in school. You really want to like live up to like your family's expectations. You want to be like the perfect child, like perfect student, but all of that is very important, but at the end of the day, the only person you have is yourself. So make sure you're taking care of yourself and make sure you're like having fun. Like enjoy your time in high school.
Past Sienna, make sure to live in the moment and make sure you're doing what makes your heart happy. My past self did not put myself in very good situations, and obviously now I've learned better and know that I'm I'm definitely living my best life now that I'm making sure I'm listening to myself and what truly makes me happy.
For past Celeste, I would love to tell her like to not compare herself with other people. I feel like that's something that I would always do growing up. I would be like, "Oh, this girl has this. I really want to be like her," or this person does this. I want to do what they do. But then I realized that that only brings negative energy, and like it doesn't really help me grow as a person. It just makes me want to reflect on what other people do. And I definitely think that I lost like part of my identity from doing that. But thankfully, like now, I don't really care what other people do, and I just try to do my own thing and try to develop my own interests, hobbies, and other stuff.
I would tell past Sophia to please open up to more people because I know I used to find it really scary to even talk to like new people, and it sort of still seems scary, but every time that I've made a new friend by just opening up, I've felt so much better. Like, I don't know, it feels it just feels really good to open up to people so that I can just build more connections with people. Okay, so that's our podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.